Hello everyone. Right, it's Saturday night and we're going to be having KFC. That's right, not Kentucky Fried Chicken, King's Fried Chicken. Okay, this is a new one. I haven't tried this before, so if you're actually watching this, this must mean that the end result was edible. So what we've got our chicken and we've got our flour mix, right, that we're going to dredge the chicken in. So to start with, we're going to do this, right? So in here I've got about 100 grams of chicken, which should do a whole bird. I'm putting about half a teaspoon of pepper in, garlic granules, ground garlic, probably about half to a teaspoon, half teaspoon to a teaspoon there. Some ground cumin. I mean, it's just basically we're just making a spicy flour. So that's cumin. Mustard powder. We're going for about half a teaspoon on all of these other spices. So a teaspoon of the garlic and a half teaspoon of the other. Ground ginger. I mean, I picked this recipe up online. You know, you can do whatever you like to spice up your because this isn't exactly what I saw. I just looked at what I had in the cupboard and I've gone with it there. So about a teaspoon of mixed herbs. I mean, it said on the recipe I was looking at oregano and sage. Well, I've got both of those, but I've also got mixed herbs. It also has both in. So this is our mix. So I'm just moving that around, so like so. So that's just a spicy flour now. So I put salt in. I don't think I did I? So I'll put some salt in as well. No, I didn't. I can remember now that I didn't. Right. So that's our flour. Now we need the wet stuff. So a couple of eggs. We're the right pigs here of cracking that first one. If you get any shell, just pull it out with your finger. Right, that serves me right for showboating, doesn't it? So we've got a couple of eggs, some milk, probably about 100 ml, maybe 100, yeah, about 100 ml or so, 150 ml of milk, and a few drops of hot sauce. The children probably won't notice it. Optional, you don't have to do it. But I'm just seasoning the egg mix as well with the hot sauce. So I'm just beating those together, and that is what I'm going to use to coat the chicken. These are the two bits. So I'll get rid of my mess actually. Let's try and work clean. Right, so now we're moving on to the chicken. One standard chicken. First things first, we need a sharp knife. So we've seen Gordon Ramsay do this, but a sharp knife is much better than a blunt one. You have more accidents with a blunt knife than you will with a sharp one. Now you're going to watch me slice my finger. Okay, I mean you can buy chicken portions, but you don't have to. It's simple enough to joint your chicken. First you can take the wings off. Okay, I'm literally opening it up and there it's like the elbow. And I'm literally just cutting through there. Now we're going to take the legs off. So that's where the thigh goes down into the bird. So I'm literally cutting in here. I'll turn it over, pop the leg out there, and then I'm going to cut straight off there. So I've got the leg and the thigh, and I'll do the same on the other side. If you can get that little nugget of meat there, that's called the oyster. Try and get that as well. So there are the two legs, okay? So just here is another joint between the thigh and the drumstick. And you literally just cut straight through. So there's your drumstick and your thigh. There's the join. The knife just goes straight through, like that. Couldn't be simpler. Right, now we've got the breast. I think Kentucky Fried Chicken cut a chicken into 9 pieces. I'm not quite sure how they do that, but I've got a feeling they cut the breast into 5. So I'm literally going through there, that's the wishbone at the back. and I've taken this back. Now you can keep these bits, boil them up with some carrot, onion, and make a chicken stock if you want to make soup, or even roast them and add them to a gravy. So that's what we're aiming for, right in the middle of the breastbone there. So straight in, straight down. So now we've got 2 breasts, still on the bone. The bone's where the flavour is. So I'm looking to go about there. So I'm cutting them in half. 1 piece, 2 piece, and then same again. 3 and 4. Right, that is your chicken, jointed. Quick wash of my hands. A lot of these recipes, particularly the American ones, always say, wash your chicken. Please don't wash your chicken. Never wash chicken. What you're going to do is spread bacteria all around your sink. Maybe they say it in America because it's all chlorinated. You're washing the chlorine off, I don't know, but don't wash your chicken. For God's sake. Right, I'll get another plate. So if we were using breadcrumbs, this would be called a pane mix. We'd put it in flour first, then the egg, and then the breadcrumbs. But we're not, we're just literally dipping into our egg mix, allowing it to drop off all the excess, and then into the flour. And this is what we want. We want to make sure that every bit is covered. So that's a seasoned egg mix and the seasoned flour. So all of it should give us plenty of flavour. Because let's be honest, when you do have Kentucky fried chicken, it's the skin that's the best bit, isn't it? It's the outside. The chicken itself is pretty nondescript. So I'm going to do this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the chicken sit like this for 15-20 minutes. 2 reasons. I want to make sure that all the flour is fully adhered and stuck to the chicken before I fry it, and also to bring the chicken up to room temperature. Because I mean, you should do it with any meat you're cooking. You should always take it out of the fridge 15-20 minutes, half an hour, depending on the size of the meat, before you want to cook it. Because there's no point in heating up oil and putting some chicken that's 2 degrees in temperature into it, because all you end up with is lukewarm oil. So always with your Sunday roast or whatever, you know, if you're cooking a joint, take it out of the fridge half an hour before you go to cook it. And with big pieces of chicken, like I say, and particularly with things like steak, you should never try and start cooking a steak from cold, from a standing start. Especially if you like it rare, because if you like it rare, you'll find that it's almost charring on the outside and it'll still be stone cold in the middle. So, one last piece, and that will be that. And what we're going to do is literally, I'm going to tidy up, and then we're going to let this warm up, and then we're going to start frying. So I'll be back in a moment. By the magic of television, I'll see you in about 20 minutes. Right, so 20 minutes have passed, and as you can see, it's just starting to become a bit wet and tacky as the flour has adhered to the chicken. So what we're going to do, we've got about 2.5 centimetres of oil in a pan. I've just got it on a low heat. It's difficult to tell exactly without a thermometer how hot it is. But what I did do, I'm not saying you should do this, I just dropped a drop of water in, and it spat back up. It tells me that there is quite hot. Right. As you can see, it's starting to fry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry the thighs and the drumsticks first, because they'll take slightly longer than the breast to cook. So I'll fry these. They'll probably take a minute or two each side just to crisp up. Where's the thigh? There it is. right? Just to get just start cooking, and then I'll turn them over in a minute. Another top tip: always have a hot soapy water when you're playing with raw chicken, just so that you can quickly dip your fingers in and back out, and you're good to go. So yeah, so like I say, I'm going to give them a couple of minutes each side, just to get them going, and then what you want to do is, I mean, this is a grill tray. So what we've got the roasting tin underneath, but we're going to sit them on the rack. So you know, like you would get if you're in a KFC. It just helps the fat to drip off, because we are obviously frying it. I'm just making sure it's not stuck to the bottom. There you go. So like I say, we're just giving it a gentle fry. It's going to go in the oven. I've got the oven on about 165 centigrade. I don't know what that is in gas mark, but it's not that difficult to find out. Should have thought about that first. And I'm going to give these about half an hour. They shouldn't take any longer than that, but obviously check it. Don't just take it as gospel that half an hour they're done. The idea is find the thickest part of the meat, probably on the thigh, go in against the bone and just check that the juices that come out of it are clear. That's the best way to tell that it's done. I'm just going to turn these over. It's starting to get a bit of colour on the skin, as you can see. If you look at that. And as I said before, with regards to the oil, allow it to cool, and then strain it back into the pot that it came from. You'll have a slight flavour to it because you've added all the spices in there, but certainly don't waste it. You know, it's the best way to do it, and it's, you know, completely harmless. But make sure you've let it cool down first. Because many people have poured stuff into plastic containers that's been too hot, and the container will just melt, and then you'll end up with everything just spilling out. I once drained a deep fat fryer and strained the oil out of it. I went to pour it back, the hot oil back in, and I hadn't shut off the. It's a completely off the wall story. I hadn't actually shut the thing off. So as I poured it, this hot oil was just coming out all over the floor, all around me. Believe me, that took some cleaning up. Not much fun at all. Right then, I think that these are just about ready to go on the grill tray. I'm going to say they're nowhere near cooked, but we're just getting the fried chicken flavour to it. So I'm going to put them on here. And put these in the oven. They're going to have a 5-minute head start on the breast pieces, and then the breast pieces are going to go in. Enjoy them. So, in they go. I'll fry the other pieces and let them join their friends, and then I shall see you on the other side when it's all ready to go. Right, so the thighs and drumsticks have had half an hour, the breasts have had 25 minutes. So here they come. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Right, I won't lie to you. It smells great. Right, so like I say, we need to check that they're done. So select a thigh. So here's the thigh. And you're looking to check that the juices, can you see the juice there? That they come clear. And that's pretty clear to me. As I say, the thigh will take longer than anything else. Right, let's dish this up. So we'll have a drumstick and a piece of the breast. Let's go with that piece there. That looks quite promising. So we get rid of this. And this is where we start building a feast. We've got some jacket wedges. But I've just put some chip spice on. Baked beans. I've made some coleslaw here as well. That's red cabbage coleslaw, literally 4 ingredients. A wedge of wet red cabbage that I've shredded, half a carrot, quarter of a red onion, mayonnaise. And it's as straightforward as that. So, you can jazz this up any which way you like. But it's already looking pretty exciting, isn't it? I'll move this out of the way. And, you know, got some vegetables as well. Corn on the cob. So we'll sit our corn cob there. So the last thing, last but not least, let's show a bit of love to the corn on the cob. This, my friends, is a thing of absolute beauty. Saturday night in the King House. KFC. King's Fried Chicken. Please try it. Bon appetit. Hi everyone. Right, I've had some feedback regarding the King's Fried Chicken from 3 of the fiercest food critics you could ever come across, which are my 3 children. And they basically said the name was lame. So we're rebranding it Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it's finger licking good.